Okay, good evening, everyone. This is GP here, and with me I have Nikunj Bhagat from Career Launch in Kolkata, and we are here for this session. जाए तो जाए कहाँ? Basic funda ये है कि we have been receiving many calls when students are saying कि
and we are here for this session. जाए तो जाए कहाँ? Basic funda ये है कि we have been receiving many calls.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. We are receiving calls from students who are confused as to which institute to join. So we thought we might as well do a session where we can address the issues. We have picked up a few common questions, and उसके अलावा जो है, whatever doubts you have, whatever questions you have, feel free to throw them up, and we will be happy to answer those questions as well. Okay. ठीक है. So Nikunj, let's get started. निकुंज तुम्हारे एंड पे शायद पीछे YouTube भी चल रहा है. You'll have to mute it. Okay. चलो great. चलो फिर चालू करते हैं निकुंज.
Yeah.
Yes, this is a question which comes very often. XLRI NCR campus को लोग समझते हैं कि बहुत बर्बाद है या क्या है, मुझे मालूम नहीं है. But many students come out and start comparing XLRI NCR campus with every other institute in the world. So here we have a question that what should I choose between XLRI NCR campus and SJMSOM? Inclination for general management, product management roles, engineer with 2.5 years work experience in data engineering and an 887 profile. क्या बोलोगे निकुंज?
देखिए इसमें I think firstly you must understand XLRI का pooled placement होता है. So in fact one of my students just spoke to him in the morning. So XLRI NCR को कोई भी तरीके से जमशेदपुर से बहुत नीचा नहीं समझना चाहिए. I think it's very close to each other. So general management, I'm sure NCR will have better roles compared to IIT Bombay. Now, being an engineer with 2.5 years work ex, if IT consulting ये सब में आप देख रहे हैं, then might be SJM can have an edge. But general management, consulting roles, strategy roles, I think will be higher in XLRI.
Absolutely, completely in agreement with you. इसमें एक चीज जो मैं बोलूंगा, मैं completely ignore कर रहा हूँ because to me it does not matter the 887 profile. उसका कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ना मेरे हिसाब से. Ultimately, that is what you have whether you go to XLRI or whether you go to SJMSOM. दोनों में कहानी तो सेम ही रहेगी. Your percentage 887 will remain as it is. And I think the critical thing which Nikunj you said, I think was लोगों को समझना चाहिए है. The gap between XLRI, NCR and Jamshedpur is negligible. 19-20 का भी फर्क नहीं है. Practically all the companies which come to XLRI pick up students both from Jamshedpur as well as from NCR. So मेरा तो इसमें बहुत clear है. I will go a step ahead of Nikunj and say even if you are looking at IT related roles, XLRI is likely to be as good if not better than SJMSOM. Okay. SJMSOM I would not recommend in this case at all. Okay. Srinivas is asking what is 887 profile. Srinivas, यार ये तुम्हें मालूम होना चाहिए. 80% in 10th, 80% in 12th, 70% in graduation. ठीक है, चलो. ठीक है. Mehul will come to your question. Give us a minute. और क्या बोलेंगे निखिल इसमें? Again, this is XLRI Delhi or NCR versus MDI IIFT.
Tough call. बहुत common question है. ये तीनों locations are absolutely same. But मैं अभी भी I will stick to XLRI.
Same here. See, what I want students to understand is MDI के ऊपर नहीं जा सकता MDI. Neither can IIFT go above MDI. But if you look at the placements of XLRI NCR campus, because it is being pulled up by XLRI Jamshedpur, it will always give you better opportunities. Consulting companies, some of them which don't come to MDI IIFT, they go to XLRI Jamshedpur and they pick up students from XLRI NCR also. Please remember this campus is more than 5 years old now. If I remember correctly, I think ये 6 या 7 साल हो गए हैं मेरे ख्याल से. And many companies have a criteria कि first 5 years will not pick up students from there. And वहाँ पे अब ये सब खत्म हो गया है. So the way to look at it is XLRI Jamshedpur. The only reason not to go to XLRI NCR campus would be कि आपको ABCL FMS मिल गया है, XLRI Jamshedpur मिल गया है, maybe Indore Kozhikode also you can compare, but MDI IIFT SJMSOM IIM Mumbai, frankly I don't see any comparison of these institutes with XLRI NCR.
2020 started XLRI Delhi, so हो गया
2020 ना, हाँ तो 5 साल हो गए हैं, ठीक है, and that's a very few companies which do that. Okay, so what ठीक है.
GP questions पहले लें कि we'll keep that to the end, मतलब there are some questions.
साथ ले लेते हैं questions.
तो मेहुल का क्वेश्चन है IIM Bombay versus IIFT Delhi versus IIT Bombay. I think देखो इसमें I think my take will be depends on the role you're looking at. If you're looking at a kind of an IT consulting supply chain kind of a role, then I think IIM Bombay and SJSOM will have an edge because both of them are in that related areas. NITI and IIT Bombay would be known for that roles. But IIFT Delhi will give you slightly more broader job profiles compared to the other two. Ranking wise, मुझे लगता है कि between IIM Bombay and IIT Bombay, I would rank IIT Bombay a nudge above IIM Bombay. अगर specialize आप सिर्फ if you're looking at consulting and IT roles, overall roles, I think IIFT Delhi will be my take.
Yes, completely in agreement इसमें. When I'm looking at these three institutes, my starting point would be यार कोई खास कारण है IIT Delhi छोड़ने का तो सोच सकते हैं. Otherwise, if you are open to everything, blindly go to IIFT Delhi. The only reason, as Nikun said, to go to IIM Mumbai or SJSOM would be you are very, very oriented towards operations and IT kind of roles. Otherwise, कोई मतलब नहीं बनता इसमें. And as far as IIM Mumbai versus SJSOM is concerned, also remember both the placements are almost the same. IIM Mumbai this year has two different programs. One is Operations Supply Chain, one is General MBA. This will be the first batch of General MBA. कितना अच्छा करेगा because till last year there was only one program and which was heavily oriented towards Operations Supply Chain and related areas. So General MBA वाला is likely to be a good program, but वो अपना legacy को कितना पीछे छोड़ पाएगा कहना मुश्किल है. So at this point of time, I will say IIFT Delhi जाओ, you will be comfortable there.
कौटिल्य का क्वेश्चन है IIM Amritsar, IIM Jammu, IIM Bodh Gaya, IIM Sambalpur. All four are in that new IIM bracket, maybe IIM, but I think IIM Amritsar would have an edge over the rest.
Yes, you see, problem जो मेरे को दिखता ना for especially Bodh Gaya and Sambalpur, location is an issue. So industry interaction is an issue as far as these are concerned. Not that Amritsar is a great location, but compared to other three, it is slightly ahead. Secondly, IIM Lucknow has mentored IIM Amritsar and थोड़ा ज़्यादा involvement दिखाया है. So I would pick either Amritsar or Jammu over Bodh Gaya and Sambalpur. Okay.
And उनका average salary भी अमृतसर की थोड़ी ज़्यादा है compared to the. Okay, one more question we have. Joy Banerjee, IIM Kashipur and XIMB last year, but was not satisfied. I have converted XLRI, HRM, BM both. Congratulations, Joy. That's very good news. Yes, I think. I mean, are you asking us between XLRI, HRM, and BM? Then, of course, it all depends on your choice. I mean, excellent college, institute. Broad base रखना चाहते तो BM, of course. Otherwise, Excel अगर HR में interest है. But the way you said you've converted XIMB, IIM Kashipur last year, so I don't think you're very HR specific. So in that case, I think BM will be a better choice.
Yes, blindly BM. HR only if you are very sure you want to get into HR. Otherwise, it is best to keep your options open at this point of time.
IIM Rohtak versus VGSOM. This is a question by Trisha Datta.
Trisha, yeah, Rohtak versus VGSOM. I will probably go towards VGSOM. Rohtak will give you a general MBA, so will VGSOM. But VGSOM, as we have talked about, IIT Bombay has a bias towards programs which are towards operations and IT. So वो एक थोड़ा सा है. But when I compare Rohtak versus VGSOM, even for marketing or finance, I think I would look at I would think that you'll get better opportunities in VGSOM, even for marketing, finance, and other areas. Rohtak has been the laggard among the new IIMs. Somehow it has not really picked up. It had an excellent location advantage, but institute like Trichy, Raipur, they have done much better despite not being great locations. रोहतक ने दिल्ली के पास होने का कोई फायदा नहीं उठाया. मे बी उसी खाली पुलाव में बैठे कि दिल्ली के बगल में अपने आप सब ठीक हो जाएगा. So my strong recommendation would be VGSOM. I don't know, Nikunj, what would you say?
Absolutely, without doubt.
ठीक है. निकुंज, एक और ये सवाल जो आता है,
increasingly IITs वो थोड़ा सा कंसल्टिंग टैग हल्का हल्का हटा रहे हैं. So this time I'm just talking to the IIT Delhi का एक बंदा है, अभी सेकंड ईयर में गया. He was doing an internship in Calcutta. So speaking to him, and he was saying the core finance roles are also coming to IIT Delhi now. So I think that is changing a bit. And IIM Rohtak, no way. I don't think so.
Because and Rohtak में तो scope ही नहीं है. And again, when you look at VGSOM, even from a marketing finance point of view, location is a great advantage. By virtue of being in Mumbai, you will be able to get much better industry interaction, both for finance and marketing also. Operations, supply chain, IT, production, वो सब तो उसका core है ही. यार ये एक थोड़ा सा सवाल है निशांत का, निकुंज, रायपुर वर्सेस त्रिची.
I would go with Trichy.
Same here.
I would go with Trichy in this because Trichy education hub है, and IIM Trichy in the lower IIM bracket, second range के जो IIMs हैं, I think Trichy has been doing the best. Trichy, Udaipur amongst the rest. So I think I would go with Trichy here.
So if you look at these 6 IIMs, Ranchi, Raipur, Trichy, Rohtak, and कौन सा मिस कर रहा हूँ, काशीपुर. Okay. Out of these 6, possibly Trichy and followed by Udaipur would be the best. Trichy seems to have created a niche for itself, especially in the domain of finance, and Udaipur seems to be more inclined towards marketing and consulting. Okay. But these are possibly the 2 best ones, and I would say the bottom of this pile will be Rohtak.
Questions ये भी थोड़ा आगे चले क्या इस BPT वाले में?
साथ चलते लेते हैं थोड़ा. अच्छा चलो, आई थिंक साथ हो ही जाएगा. अगला एक ये लेते हैं, फिर इसके बाद आगे चलते हैं.
IIT Madras versus IIM Raipur. That's a tough one. I think here I will go with IIM Raipur because IIT Madras is one of those lower range IITs as far as MBA is concerned. So I think my take here would be IIM Raipur for the sheer broad basedness of the program, and also I think from an MBA perspective, reputation perspective also, I think IIM Raipur will have an edge here.
Yes, I am Raipur above IIT Madras without any doubt, and I would say Raipur would be even above IIT Kharagpur, and the only reason to join Kharagpur or Raipur would be यार पैसे की बहुत तंगी है, and यहाँ पे दोनों में fees comparatively low होगी. But when I look at from the placement opportunity point of view, the broad-based program which Nikunj is talking about, it is going to be IIM Raipur over IIT Madras.
Any day.
Yes, XIMB versus second, third gen IIMs. Which would be better option?
So I think second gen obviously be better than XIMB. So if you look at the likes of Trichy, Udaipur, and Ranchi, these would definitely be better than XIMB. But if you look at the Amritsars and the both Gayas, I think I would definitely place XIMB above them.
Okay. See, इसमें ना I will possibly be a little let me say थोड़ा सा मेरे को थोड़ा सा confusion है, because when I look at these second gen IIMs, again I would say if I have to choose between Rohtak and XIM Bhubaneswar, possibly I will be moving towards XIM Bhubaneswar. But I have to choose between Trichy, Udaipur, I'll be more inclined towards Trichy and Udaipur. And when it comes to the remaining two, Ranchi, Raipur, it's a 50-50 kind of a thing. But I will probably move towards the second gen IIMs. And what I'm very clear about is कि Rohtak तो पक्का मैं छोड़ दूंगा XIM Bhubaneswar के लिए. But for almost all of the others, I will probably go towards the IIM rather than XIM Bhubaneswar. Okay. अरे ये क्यों टेंशन ले रहा है यार बच्चा?
What question is this? सोचना क्या है?
Yeah, देखो, first of all, please remember, your percentile is incidental now that you have got admission. What you do in the institute will be a function of कितना काम करोगे, कितनी मेहनत करोगे. एंड आईआईटी एनआईटी वालों के सर पे सींग नहीं होते, वो भी नॉर्मल इंसान होते हैं जो कभी कभी मेहनत करते हैं और कभी कभी नहीं करते हैं. तो एज लॉन्ग एज यू आर विलिंग टू पुट इन द एफर्ट, यू शुड नॉट बी अफ्रेड. जाओ, काम करो, सब ठीक हो जाएगा. And there are many, both Nikunja, I can vouch for the fact that some of the IITs and NITs did perform very poorly with us in IIM Bangalore, and some of the students who are from not so good colleges were among the toppers. So ऐसा कुछ नहीं है यार, जाओ IIM Bangalore ज्वाइन करो, बेकार की टेंशन मत करो. हाँ, कोझिकोड जल्दी से रिजेक्ट करके वेटलिस्ट मूवमेंट करवा देना.
हमारे बैच में, जस्ट टू ऐड सम डेटा टू व्हाट जीपी सेड, वी हैड अ 180 का बैच. उसमें करीब 60 आईआईटीज एनआईटी से थे. हमारा टॉप 10 में देयर वर ओनली 2 फ्रॉम द आईआईटी. सो ऐसा कुछ है नहीं. आई थिंक इट्स अ कंप्लीट मिसनोमर.
ना, ठीक है कि बाहर दूसरा ले लेते हैं. फोटोग्राफी सागा का थिंग. बिटसॉम वर्सेस एमडीआई बीए. 989 CSE graduate, 2 years work in fintech space. Yeah, देखो, BITSOM is coming up very well, but at this point of time, I would not count it at par with MDI at all. And even though it is MDI BA, it is a great program. It's a great institute. I will be more inclined towards MDI BA or BITSOM. शायद 3-4-5 साल बाद मैं कुछ और जवाब दे दूं. आज की तारीख में I would feel that my personal feeling is that MDI BA is likely to be a better option as compared to BITSOM. This is something that we have not discussed, Nikunj, but तुम्हारा क्या ख्याल है इसमें?
बस फिनटेक में भी है ना, तो टेक है, तो आई थिंक वो थोड़ा सा, एंड बीए विल बी अ गुड कॉम्बिनेशन विद दैट. तो मुझे लगता है कि एमडीआई गो एट सी, यू मस्ट अंडरस्टैंड, एमडीआई माइट हैव 3 प्रोग्राम्स. प्लेसमेंट 19-20 होते हैं. इफ आई गिव द एवरेज सैलरी, मोर और लेस सिमिलर प्रोग्राम से, मतलब 25 से 26 का एवरेज सैलरी एमडीआई का सारे प्रोग्राम्स में है. तो मुझे नहीं लगता है कि इसमें एवरेज सैलरी वाइज आल्सो बीए विल हैव, बैच साइज भी छोटे होते हैं दीस नीश प्रोग्राम्स के. सो आई वुड गो विद बीए एमडीआई.
सेम ठीक है. There's another interesting question which is again to comparing Ranchi Raipur with SCMHRD. HR नहीं करना है.
बट SCMHRD HR कराता नहीं. दिस इज मिसनोमर. ये थोड़ा सा मिसकंसेप्शन है. SCMHRD इज नॉट एन HR कॉलेज.
हाँ, बट नाम के अंदर HR है ना, तो हर एक ने उसको HRD बना दिया.
बट मेरा वोट इसमें थोड़ा सा SCMHRD पे जाएगा.
हाँ, तो SCMHRD is a great college. उसमें जो है actually SIBM Pune, SCMHRD. I'm sure if Deadpool you had a call from SIBM Pune, you would not be asking this question. Now, what you need to remember is the gap between SCMHRD and SIBM Pune is negligible. The placements are almost the same. In some areas, you will find SCMHRD doing better. In some places, you will find SIBM Pune. So I will probably be more inclined towards SCMHRD over Ranchi and Raipur in this particular case.
बस फीस तो देखना पड़ेगा. फीस आई एम श्योर SCMHRD विल बी सिग्निफिकेंटली हायर कंपेयर्ड टू द
वो
अदर.
एक डेफिनेटली इशू हो सकता है. So if you think the fees का difference is significant, then Ranchi or Raipur will be perfectly fine. But why
all 3 are good colleges.
Effectively, all I'm saying, Deadpool, is the gap between SCMHRD and Ranchi Raipur is not significant. You can go to either of them. But if fee is not a concern, SCMHRD is likely to be the better option among the 3 of these. Okay. So there's a question from Tim. यार पक्का यार, Tim, देखो, about 70 to 75% of the students in IIFT Calcutta first list end up in IIFT Delhi because of the overlap which IIFT Delhi has with not only with the MDI, with the IIMs, ABCL, XL, FMS, many institutes comparable, IIM Mumbai, all these top 15, 20, in all Kozhikode also. So all these top 15, 20 institutes will have an overlap with IIFT Delhi. And you'll find that about 3/4 of the IIFT Calcutta batch will land up in Delhi. So, होगा क्या कहना मुश्किल है. I think they have not given the wait list or the merit list number as yet. They have just given the calls, and that also in alphabetical order. So, कहना मुश्किल है, but ठीक है.
रिजल्ट आज आया है. There will be lot of movements. आज तो रिजल्ट आया ही है. तो
हाँ,
इसमें
तो
आराम
Tim
से काफी मूवमेंट
should be
होगा
hopeful. हाँ, you should be hopeful of moving to IIT Calcutta, IIT Delhi, and please अगर कोई और better option नहीं है IIT Calcutta पहले confirm कर लो, miss मत करना उसको. Okay, so Joy is back. I took BM. Great Joy. Right choice, and both of us agree with it. Okay, converted. I am Udaipur. Should I join? I am a BBF fresher, but blank profile. No internships and poor extracurriculars. What? देखो, the decision to repeat should not be based on कि extra curricular नहीं है, मेरे पास internship नहीं है, blank profile है. That is not the criteria. The criteria to repeat has to be that if I take a repeat, I'll be able to significantly improve my performance and land up in A, B, CL, XL, FMS. If after 1 year also you will end up in a comparable institute, then you are better off joining Udaipur today. And as we said about another student थोड़ी देर पहले, ये in fact is NCOBC candidate जो Bangalore Kozhikode में जाने में डर रहा है, ये चीज नहीं होनी चाहिए. Your profile etc. does not matter now. Whatever will matter is what you do in these 2 years. If you have a great profile, but in these 2 years in MBA you don't put in the effort, it is going to be completely useless. So H, please don't worry about your profile, about internships. वहां जाके सब ठीक हो जाएगा, काम करना बस. Put in the effort and things will matter. If you want to repeat only if you think you can get to a 99 odd percentile, which will allow you to get opportunities into A, B, CL, XL, FMS, or at least at one of the top 10 MBA institutes. Otherwise, चुपचाप उदयपुर ज्वाइन करो, उदयपुर ज्वाइन करो और अच्छा काम करो.
माई टेक उदयपुर ज्वाइन कर लेना चाहिए, क्योंकि देखिए नेक्स्ट ईयर का मतलब गैप ईयर आ रहा है. तो हाउ डू यू ब्रिज दैट गैप ईयर? थोड़ा प्रोफाइल उस पर डाइल्यूट हल्का हो सकता है. टॉप 10 कॉलेजेस में प्रोफाइल मैटर्स अ लॉट. So I would strongly say you should go for Udaipur.
Great. Simarjeet Singh, I have an open rank of 563 in IIM Lucknow. Will I convert? Reasonably good chance, Simarjeet. Last year तो हुआ था, इस बार भी होना चाहिए है. देखो ये सब चीज ना is only an estimate we can give, because we never know as to what is the overlap between the institutes. Okay? We can only estimate and we assume जो last year था similar overlap होगा, and hence I would think I would say Simarjeet, you should be optimistic of converting this call. Okay, let's go to the next one here also. Nirma and Welingkar, which one would you recommend for finance?
I think I will go with Welingkar here, because even salary wise Welingkar is better, location wise Welingkar is far better.
Yes.
I think I would go with Welingkar.
Yeah, to me it is essentially the location that pulls it off, because the placement opportunities in Mumbai will be definitely higher, and that is why it can be considered. Yeah, ये क्यों पूछ रहे हो? TIS cannot be compared with Ranchi. TIS is the #1 institute for HR. Until unless you have a complete dislike for HR, तब तो और बात है. मेरे को कहना ही नहीं है जिंदगी में, मर जाऊंगा तब भी HR नहीं करूंगा. वो इंसान हो तो भैया फिर ठीक है, रांची चले जाओ. Otherwise, I'll say you are looking at institute. TIS is a category 1 institute. It is among the top 10 institutes in the country. And as far as HR is concerned, TIS is either #1 or #2, depending upon who you talk to. XLHR and TIS are the top 2 HR institutes in the country. उसको छोड़ के तो IIM Ranchi, which is likely to be 20-25 रैंक, जाने का मतलब नहीं बनता. ठीक है, एंड ऐसा उतना खराब नहीं होता जितना लोग कई बार समझते हैं.
नहीं, अप्लाई करना नहीं. अगर अप्लाई किए हो तो एक अंडरलाइंग HR इंटरेस्ट होना चाहिए फिर आपका.
बिल्कुल. Okay. Parth Jolly, Shillong versus Lucknow SM versus MDI PGDM IB IIT DMS. अच्छा यार, इसमें उल्टा चले, रिजेक्ट कर देते पहले. MDI IB है. अच्छा, okay. यार, I am a little inclined towards Shillong in this whole schema. SM is a very, very niche program. MDI PGDM is a good program. It is IB is a good program. It is expensive and you need to spend a year outside. So कई बार placement internship का थोड़ा सा issue हो जाता है, purely because of timing. Otherwise, it's a very good program. And IIT DMS MBA, again, good program. It has a क्या कहते हैं, it provides very good opportunity in this domain, but in terms of opportunity, शायद IIM Shillong is likely to provide you better opportunities.
Again, but इसमें वही फीस का चक्कर आएगा.
हाँ, ठीक है. So अगर मैं बाकी सब हटा देता हूँ,
half of the IIM Shillong fee.
Yes, ठीक है. So अगर मैं हटा देता हूँ बाकी चीजें, तो Shillong is what I will say is the number one option. Your other option could be IIT, DMS, MBA, and my vote is for Shillong.
I think those two. If tech and consulting is your forte, then उन दोनों में ही आपको choose करना चाहिए. I think between the two. हाँ.
देखो, SM and PGDM, MDI IB तो मतलब नहीं बनता है. It is the remaining two which you need to take up. My suggestion is look at the placement data of both the institutes, and जहाँ पे थोड़ा दिल ज्यादा मानता है वो कर लो, और फिर भी समझ नहीं आता तो चुपचाप IIM Shillong चले जाओ. See, when in doubt, go for the higher ranked institute is what I would say, because the higher ranked institute, even in bad times, is going to give you good placements. Okay. ये तो बहुत आसान सवाल दे दिया क्षितिज ने. यार, IIM Kozhikode.
Obviously.
IIM Kozhikode. No debate. At least निकुंज भी सोच रहा है इसको पूछा क्यों गया ये सवाल.
हाँ, मतलब why are you asking this?
हाँ, अगला सवाल भी ऐसा ही लगता है मुझे.
FMS IIM के फाइनेंस से कंपेयर कर रहे हो FMS को? Consulting, not marketing.
Okay. HS, don't worry about hostel life. In fact, FMS will give you better non-hostel life, if I can use that word, because hostel तो नहीं है, लेकिन अच्छा time pass होता है वहाँ पे भी. So these institutes which are looking at FMS versus IMK PGP versus IMK Finance, to me there is no debate. FMS is the best among these. FMS is likely to give you consulting opportunities better, and even from a finance perspective. It is a wrong the feeling that people have कि FMS में खाली marketing अच्छा होता नहीं. FMS का finance भी अच्छा है, consulting भी अच्छा है. Yes, if I have to compare, maybe there's one or two companies which go to ABCL will not go to FMS, consulting companies, but they will not go to Kozhikode also.
Okay? There is no debate at all in this. कोई debate ही नहीं है. You just close the chapter. FMS versus IIM ABC में debate हो सकता है. There is no debate.
Yes. Okay.
एक क्वेश्चन आया है इसमें. I think UK has a question. IMC versus FMS. That's an interesting question, GP.
UK में UK कहाँ पे मेरे को दिख नहीं रहा.
चलिए ऑर्डर चलते हैं. ऑर्डर चलते हैं. Let them put the order.
चलो.
Next.
MDI versus IMK. Kshitij, my vote is IMK. Again, I'll be repeating myself, भैया, लेकिन ये placements opportunities,
तो same question
consulting opportunities will be higher.
ये तो आया था ना?
आ गया था क्या? इसने 2-3 बार डाल दिया लगता है.
Address this question.
Okay. This is interesting.
UPSC gap.
6 years UP gap. देखो, Minato, given the options you have, KJ Somaiya is the best one. Is it the best institute you have got into? No, but it's a reasonably good institute. Being in Bombay again is a huge advantage. And since you can't repeat, when I compare Nirma and LBS, KJ Somaiya is significantly ahead. Join karo, काम करो, make use of the Bombay location. Okay. Raju Sharma has this question. SCMHRD BA versus ILMA RM.
बैकग्राउंड था इम्पोर्टेंट है इसमें.
हाँ, कुछ दिया नहीं है इसने. Raju, very little information, but I will still be inclined towards SCMHRD BA as compared to RM. Better, higher ranked institute, better known program. RM is a good program ILMA का, but थोड़ा सा restrictive हो जाता है. Secondly, when you look at most of the places, BA programs are doing extremely well. They are doing better in many places as compared to the regular MBA. And when you say BA एकदम hardcore technical, it is business analytics. So they will be teaching you significant amount of business also. And practically in all these institutes, you'll find that the MBA and BA placements are combined. So a BA student also get the same opportunities that a MBA student gets. So my suggestion, Raju, here would be to go for SCMHRD BA.
Yes, absolutely. Placement में भी काफी फर्क है. So SCMHRD BA would have in excess of 20 lakhs average, whereas IRMA would have 13 to 14 lakhs average. So काफी फर्क है. I think stick to SCMHRD.
उदयपुर वेटलिस्ट तैयार हो जाना चाहिए. फिटनेस देखो, ये सब हम लोग क्रिस्टल बॉल गेजिंग करना पड़ता है. बेस्ड ऑन द एक्सपीरियंस वी हैव, इट लुक्स लाइक डूएबल, बट कोई गारंटी नहीं होती बिकॉज इट इज अ फंक्शन ऑफ ओवरलैप.
मेरे पास है इसका IIM उदयपुर. अब लास्ट टाइम तो EWS में बहुत मूवमेंट नहीं हुआ था, बट देन दिस अगेन डिपेंड्स ऑन ओवरलैपिंग कॉल्स दे इशू ईयर टू ईयर एंड इट कुड डिफर. So last year might not be a benchmark. Last year movement, EWS didn't have too much of movement last year.
Yeah. Okay, राहुल का सवाल है यार, ये IMT हैदराबाद वर्सेस UBS चंडीगढ़. ये थोड़ा सा मेरे को कंफ्यूज कर रहा है. Okay, Rahul, I would say if you are from North India, UBS. If you are from South, Hyderabad, because there's not too much difference between the two. दोनों same level के institutes हैं. Fees is definitely an issue because UBS चंडीगढ़ तो almost debit card पे fees दोगे तुम. Debit card से पैसा withdraw करके fees देकर निकल जाओगे. बहुत सस्ता institute है. But decent institute, one of the oldest MBA programs in the country. Used to do very well, but वो पंजाब प्रॉब्लम के कारण उसके बाद से वो नीचे गिरा है. But it's still a good program. And in the Punjab, Haryana, Himachal belt, and to some extent NCR belt also, it does provide decent placements. Okay. So IMT Hyderabad versus UBS, I'm possibly going to be a little inclined towards UBS. If you are from North, if you are from South, I would suggest IMT Hyderabad. What would you say, Nikunj?
मेरा थोड़ा सा वोट UBS पे जाएगा इसमें.
तुम्हारा भी UBS जाएगा.
हाँ, क्योंकि UBS तो फीस भी कुछ है नहीं, मतलब जीरो फीस है.
कुछ भी नहीं है यार.
And placement UBS का IMT से better ही है. Both are in the 13-14 lakh range.
ठीक है. ठीक है. So Rahul, I'll change my opinion.
40% scholarship. I think I would go with UBS. Infra IMT better मिलेगा definitely. But that's nothing much to say.
Yeah, चंडीगढ़ बहुत अच्छा शहर है. I have stayed there and I've done my engineering from there. तो बहुत अच्छा शहर है.
It is very very old. माने हमारे समय में भी हुआ करता था. तो I think I will stick to UBS.
देखो यार, आई एम नॉट टेकिंग कॉल क्वेश्चन लाइक दिस कि यार कन्वर्ट होगा कि नहीं होगा. यार थोड़ा सा मुश्किल हो जाता है. इफ यू लुक एट एनी सोशल मीडिया वेबसाइट, यू विल गेट सम इंफॉर्मेशन. जहां जहां थोड़ा आइडिया होगा. डू यू हैव सम इंफॉर्मेशन इसमें?
देखो, देख रहा हूं एक मिनट. इसमें भी मूवमेंट्स 161 SC हार्डली एनी चांस. सॉरी, मुझे नहीं लगता है कि इसमें आपका बहुत पॉजिटिव चांस है. यू शुड लुक एट अदर ऑप्शंस.
ये आ गया तुम्हारा. क्या देखो, ये बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग सवाल है. ठीक है. यूके, I don't agree with the reason for which you are choosing FMS. I don't have a problem with you choosing FMS over Calcutta. The reason is wrong. These the only okay. The reason you are saying is my profile will not stand out in IMC. Your profile will not stand out in FMS also. Because please remember, FMS also has very high CAT percentilers. These are the people जिनका गलती से लाइफ में कभी 10th 12th या ग्रेजुएशन में 998 के नीचे रह गया. तो ऐसा नहीं है. रीजन ये गलत है. Though I know people who have left Calcutta, Bangalore, Ahmedabad for FMS, but that is primarily because of financial issues. If financial issues is a strong reason for you to look at FMS, perfectly fine. If you are looking at consulting roles, boss, Calcutta will provide better consulting opportunities than FMS. What would you say, Nikunj?
पैसे का ही है और कुछ नहीं है. IMC, it can never, FMS can never become better than IMC. But अगर मनी इतना बड़ा डिफरेंस है, it's like a you cannot comparing, मतलब 2 लाख और कहाँ 25 लाख. So you cannot compare. So if financially crunch है, बहुत लोन लेने का चक्कर है, and will really kind of make it challenging for the family, then I think go for FMS. It's I mean, you cannot go wrong with any of them here. Both of them are absolutely in that envy list. बट अगर पैसों का नहीं है एंड यू आर कंफर्टेबल फंडिंग IMC, आज FMS नहीं होता तुम IMC कंफर्टेबली जाते, देन आई वुड स्ट्रांगली रिकमेंड गो टू IMC. आज से 10 साल बाद तुम्हें समझ में आएगा मैं क्यों बोल रहा हूँ ये चीज.
मेरा भी यही है यार. The only reason to choose FMS over IMC is your family cannot afford it, and even taking a loan is going to be a challenge.
Somebody who's going to earn 30-35 lakhs a year 2 साल बाद needs to also rethink on the financial capability of that person later. तो थोड़ा सा इसमें immediate short term view नहीं रखना चाहिए मेरे समझ में.
Yeah, Nikunj, I don't have too much idea about the program which have been talked about here. So, do you have significant any idea?
Converted IMT DCP XLRI double master with 1 year PGDM in LSCM.
वैरायटी भी बहुत है.
DCP तो बहुत ग्रेट प्रोग्राम नहीं है. So I think my bias will be toward the double master with XLRI, but cost आपको देखना पड़ेगा अभिषेक इसमें, because this Rutgers University where you're talking of 1 year USA MS, so there will be a cost involved here. So if cost का issue नहीं है, then my vote will be towards XLRI double master. IMT DCP to me is not at all a good program, because इसमें it is, in fact, if you look at the pecking order, IMT Ghaziabad के सारे programs become much better than IMT DCP. 80 percentile वाले को भी IMT DCP मिल रहा है. So I would strongly recommend XLRI, but perhaps some more options if you would have given us, it would have been easier for us to decide. But between the two, what you have given us, go for XLRI if cost is coming within your range. I don't have exact cost numbers for that program, but program अच्छा है.
ठीक है. I think ये तो लोग बार-बार सेम सवाल क्यों पूछते हैं यार?
नहीं, ये तो I think चेंज नहीं हुआ है. हाँ.
आलिया भिमानी, NMIMS Mumbai HR program. I'm planning to take it probably. That's okay, Alia. Go ahead and take it. Good program. If you're looking at HR specialization, good program and gives good opportunities. And as we always say, being in Mumbai is definitely a huge advantage. Okay. Siddesh Pandit.
I am Vizag 250. I have joined IRMA. I am Vizag.
Okay. First of all, Siddesh, don't withdraw your admission. देखो, जब तक तुम्हें वाइजैक का कंफर्मेशन नहीं आ जाता, you should not withdraw. ठीक है?
250 I am Vizag is a 99% convert, Sudesh, but as GP rightly said, कोई भी तरीके से जब तक फाइनल कॉल नहीं आता है, कहीं से भी विड्रॉ इज नॉट सेंसिबल, इवन इफ यू स्टैंड टू लूज अ लिटिल एक्स्ट्रा मनी इन दैट. बट ओवरऑल अगर लास्ट ईयर के नंबर्स देखें तो आई एम वाइजैक 250 शुड बी सेफ.
यस, एंड सिद्धेश इज माइलस्टोन. सो सिद्धेश, बाद में मुझे कॉल पे बात करना. आई नो यू हैड कॉल्ड मी एंड आई वाज इन द सेशन, सो आई डिड नॉट पिक इट अप. सो सिद्धेश, बिल्कुल नहीं विड्रॉ करो, वेट करो, बट यू विल कन्वर्ट. प्रणय कुमार, तुम्हारी पिटाई होनी चाहिए. ज्वाइन करो यार XLRI दिल्ली.
For those of you who've joined late, let us repeat. XLRI जमशेदपुर, XLRI दिल्ली में कोई बहुत डिफरेंस नहीं है. Pooled placements है, so do not assume XLRI Delhi is a step brother or a weak brother of XLRI Jamshedpur. है नहीं.
Okay, this is interesting from Krishna. IIM Bangalore BA versus Lucknow PGP. Currently wasted is at 24 at BA. PGP BA. Okay. Yeah, both of us from IIM Bangalore, but that is not the reason why I will say IIM Bangalore. Okay. Because if you look at the curriculum of BA versus PGP in IIM Bangalore, they are almost the same. Not too much of a difference. Again, from a placement perspective, these are combined placements, so you get all the opportunities. So it is only an MBA with a business for which your specialization has been fixed. So nothing stops you from picking up electives from other domains also. So my suggestion would be, if you convert BA, please go ahead with IIM Bangalore BA. What would you say, Nikunj?
Absolutely, no doubt. IIM B L के ऊपर है और BA will not make a major difference. आज के दिन BA काफी मेन स्ट्रीम हो गया है, so मुझे नहीं लगता है कि बहुत डिफरेंस होगा. IIM B without doubt. अभी 24 में what are your chances? I'm sorry, I do not have the BA waitlist with me as of now. So I cannot, देखना पड़ेगा एक बार, we have to search it out.
24 कन्वर्ट हो जाना चाहिए है. 24 इसलिए कन्वर्ट होना चाहिए क्योंकि there will be an overlap between Bangalore PGP and BA and there will be a BA with ABC A and B
मोमेंट होगा BA में.
ठीक है, ठीक है. Shreya Gupta, IIM K waitlisted 16169. Can you just check, Nikunj?
IIM के लास्ट टाइम तो 319 तक गया था, तो होना चाहिए. गुड चांसेस.
यार थर्ड लिस्ट पे आ जाना चाहिए.
जीपी तो आई थिंक पीपीटी का थोड़ा आगे ले जाते हैं. दिस क्वेश्चन विल कीप कमिंग. या might be some question already we have taken. MDI PGDM and IIM Shillong.
Okay.
Well, देखो, अगर IIM इंदौर हो जाता है तुम्हारा, whoever it is name is not there, then I think IIM इंदौर without doubt. Even if you have to forgo 5-6 lakh, doesn't matter.
Right.
But otherwise, between MDI and IIM Shillong, nothing much to choose between. But my vote will be for MDI.
हाँ, देखो, the institutes are almost the same level. The reason why I would also go with MDI PGDM is the location, being in Gurgaon, which is a business, commercial, consulting, PE, marketing hub, startup hub, वो सब है वहाँ पे. So the opportunities which you will get here is going to be significantly better than what you will get in Shillong. The only reason to go towards Shillong would be IIM का ठप्पा मिल जाएगा मुझे. So, but my vote, like Nikunj, would be for MDI PGDM.
Next, लेते PPT आगे बढ़ते. Please give us the next slide, please. IIM Shillong
versus Shillong, yeah.
The question has no logic. Next.
ठीक है. SCMHRD versus Ranchi versus Raipur. I think we covered this, no?
Yeah. Next.
Yeah. You have taken this also.
ये शायद नहीं लिए थे हम लोग, बट वेटलिस्ट काफी ज्यादा है. देखो, अगर SPJIMR हो जाता है तो आई थिंक दैट माइट हैव एन एज ओवर IIM Shillong.
Yes.
But otherwise, I think I'll stick to IIM Shillong.
Yes, Shillong and SPJIMR are the only ones. MDI तो बिल्कुल नहीं होगा. मुंबई भी ज्यादा लगता है मुझे.
काफी कॉल्स उनके हैं, तो होगा नहीं इस बार.
हाँ, ठीक है, ठीक है. MDI versus IIFT Delhi versus IIM Shillong.
I think we took this similar type.
Now we took MDI versus Shillong. इसमें IIFT को भी मिक्स में डाल देते तो क्या करोगे? What would be your second preference? First preference तो शायद MDI आएगा इसके अंदर.
I think so. अभी IIFT and MDI में कुछ चूज करने का है नहीं. It's hardly anything.
See, the way I would look at it, if you are very strongly oriented towards international business, commodity trading जैसे जो roles खाली IIFT में आते हैं वो करना चाहते हो, then go for IIFT. If you want, I'm very keen to get the IIM Thappa, that's the only reason to go towards Shillong. Otherwise, the default for me here is MDI Gurgaon.
I would second that. Next in the slide, BITSOM versus
BA. Okay, if you are not interested in HR at all, तब BITSOM को सोच सकते हो. बट अगर MDI BA है तो यार BA ले और आगे चलो. MDI BA versus BITSOM.
MDI BA करो ना आराम से. Next on the slide.
Yeah. अरे बाप रे, तो ऐसे लिखा हुआ है.
CA इंटर, CMA इंटर, CFA कर रहे हो. 24 में क्या है आपका? 89 percentile, current metric and tap me, IMI, joint tap me, the name higher. All depends. अगर आप CA drop कर दिए हो, then I think go with tap me. Because
I would say joint tap me.
Yeah.
देखो, CAT 23 56 percentile, CAT 24 89 percentile. You have already have a gap year. TAPME is a very good institute and North India में लोग इसको underrate करते हैं. To me, it is among the it is somewhere in the region of, let's say, the IIM उदयपुर तो नहीं बोलूंगा, बट ये जो IIM रांची, रायपुर वगैरह से थोड़ा सा नीचे डालूंगा इसको. And TAPMI is a very good institute, gets very good opportunities. ठीक है. So my suggestion would be retake मत करो, drop करके join TAPMI.
Because काफी गैप हो चुका है अभी, और नहीं.
हाँ.
Next slide please.
यार देखो यार, कुछ जगहों पे ना मेरे को बहुत गुस्सा आ जाता है इस बार. IIFT Delhi, यार देखो, please look at the level of the institutes. IIFT would be somewhere ranked 10, 12, 13, and that level maybe worst case 15. SIBM will be 25 plus rank. So these are not comparable. These are not institutes which can be even compared. Okay, so please don't worry about the brand part. Purely on ranking, purely on placement data, you will say that IIFT Delhi is way ahead of SIBM Pune.
And who says कि marketing placement नहीं है IIFT Delhi में? ये wrong notion है.
IIFT की फाइनेंस की प्लेसमेंट भी बहुत अच्छी होती है, मार्केटिंग भी अच्छी होती है. एडिशनली वो इंटरनेशनल बिजनेस वाली प्लेसमेंट अलग देता है.
बिल्कुल सोचना ही नहीं, जस्ट गो टू IIFT. MDI.
यहाँ पे देखो, the only thing would be MDI IB is an expensive program. Though
ये करीब 40 लाख का प्रोग्राम है, अराउंड 40 lakhs.
40 लाख लग जाता है. IIM त्रिची जो है वो तुम्हारा शायद 20, 22, 25 में हो जाएगा.
तो 15 लाख है फीस.
15 लाख फीस प्लस 5 लाख रुपए हॉस्टल वगैरह लेके 20 के अंदर हो जाना चाहिए. हाँ, ठीक है. तो it is at half the price. So purely if money is an issue, then you have to move to Trichy. MDI IB otherwise is a very good program and should be looked at favorably.
Placement wise, MDI no doubt is notches above IIM Trichy.
ठीक है. By default is MDI IB. जैसे हम कैलकटा वर्सेस FMS बात कर रहे थे, टू मीट द सेम थिंग. पैसे की बहुत मारा मारी है, फैमिली विल नॉट बी एबल टू अफोर्ड इट, फाइनेंशियल इश्यूज आर देयर, मे बी यू कैन लुक एट त्रिची. अदरवाइज IB, MDI.
अरे यार क्या कोई कंपैरिजन
यार, ये केस कंपटीशन की चिंता मत करो. FMS जाओ चुपचाप, कुछ सोचने की बात नहीं है.
नेक्स्ट प्लीज, नेक्स्ट. Is IIM as good as SPJ?
Okay. देखो, if you are looking at even supply chain management and you have XLRI, I will not even worry about IIM Mumbai or SPJ. I will go straight to XLRI, Jamshedpur and even Delhi and go ahead with it. ठीक है. However, if you are saying I don't have XLRI, मेरे को उसमें waitlist है, convert होगा कि नहीं मालूम नहीं है, then you can look at SPJ and IIM Mumbai. Both of them are very good, and both of them give excellent placements in the operations domain.
Next.
ठीक है. यार देखो, ये कैट स्कोर की कहानी है ये तो. Please get your CAT score first, then we'll worry about this part. Okay. So otherwise, from a HR perspective, you have Tata Institute of Social Science, XLRI Jamshedpur, the top two. Then IIM Ranchi, MDI, IIM Indore have good programs. SCMHRD, SIBM again now have good opportunities. So lots of institutes. So don't worry about that. बाद में बात करेंगे इसकी, पहले CAT score ले आओ.
Score is important.
चलो.
Okay.
Slot 2 वालों के लिए बाद में छोड़ देते हैं, हम लोग यहाँ पे लेते हैं.
एक बार क्वेश्चन इधर के लिए आ दीजिए. Let's take last 2 questions from the IIM Nagpur general waitlist 666. IIM Nagpur last time it went up to 996, so chances are there.
Yes, sir.
So Shivansh, hopeful रहो, होना चाहिए. IIM tag really matter in the long run.
In the long run, only your work and your effort matters. देखो, the institutes matter to you in the first 2 to 3 years. After that, it is institute plus your work or the track record will you build for yourself. SP Jain, PGTM, BA. Yeah. I'll possibly a little more be inclined towards SP Jain.
I think so.
Even though SP Jain, PGTM, BM is a newer program as compared to MDI, but SP Jain overall is a higher ranked institute. And secondly, SP Jan being in Bombay will again be an advantage. Though that Gurgaon is also a good location, but between the two, my vote will be for SP Jan. Nikon, do you have the data for Shillong?
I am Shillong 623, improved from 651. I am Shillong. Data मेरे पास. Sorry, but looks unlikely. 623 looks very unlikely.
I don't have data, but my guess is it's not likely.
Very highly unlikely.
Nikon, this one, this MHA.
This MHA. बहुत specific program है. So
yes, this is a question. Yeah, sorry, Nikon. Yes, compared to what is always the issue. If again and can you repeat or not is the other question I would have. So I would say we need more information to be able to say anything about this one. Okay. Symbiosis Pune, yes, it is okay for HR. I'm presuming you're talking about SIBM Pune या SCMHRD Pune. अच्छा, निकॉन जो आया था अभिषेक चौरसिया का XLRI Double Masters costing 70 lakh rupees.
अभिषेक I understand. See, Abhishek, अगर option है repeat का, I do not know what your profile is. अगर आप job कर रहे हो, currently you're working and perhaps you have 1 to 2 years of work ex, can extend that work ex with 1 more year. Might be a repeat option can be looked at. 70 lakh का, I'm not very sure whether it's be worth it.
Yes, I would say 70 लाख खर्चना है तो बाहर जाके इंडिया के बाहर जाके यूएस से एमबीए कर लो, वो 1 करोड़ में हो जाएगा, 30 लाख एक्स्ट्रा लगेगा.
उससे बढ़िया तो फिर MIM अगर हो जाता है आजकल 45-50 लाख में यूके में.
Yes.
So this program will not make sense.
Yeah. MBA, this year I think MBA place waitlist movement is going to be comparatively lower because last year they had given extra admissions and they have deferred some of the admissions, many of them. So I would not bank on waitlist movement, significant waitlist movement in MBA this year across all the 3 programs.
मुश्किल है ये, वरना वो भी BA में सीट्स कम है.
यार फिटनेस 360 का कुछ मिस हो गया लगता है, बुरा मान गया.
Should I join? But हम लोग ऐसा कुछ क्वेश्चन
जो था.
What is the question? IIM. Of course, you should join the IIM. Where is the problem?
IIM join करो. Fitness 360. I missed your question. I don't know what call do you have. उसके हिसाब से ही बता सकते हैं. Let me see if मेरे को Fitness 360 ऊपर कहीं दिखता है तो. ऊपर भी इसने खाली IIM लिखा है, कौन सा IIM नहीं लिखा. Fitness 360, please give more information.
I think if you're looking at prepare, लिखा है IIM Udaipur weightage is 13 EWS.
चांस है कन्वर्ट होने का ना. 13 शुड
लास्ट टाइम तो नहीं हुआ था.
अच्छा.
लास्ट टाइम एक्चुअली कॉस्ट बहुत ज्यादा दे दिए थे लास्ट टाइम.
but in general I would say 13 waitlist EWS में convert होना चाहिए
logically, लेकिन last time movement बहुत कम थे because the initial list itself was a lot of students. But that might not happen this year. So let's wait for it. अगर मिलता है तो go for it.
Yeah. Shalini says Indore PGP-RM versus Trichy. I would say Indore PGP-HRM. See, again, we are comparing 2 different levels of institutes.
I think GP second slot के लोग आ गए हैं, so
आ गए हैं क्या? हमको
हाँ.
Okay. Hi Rahul, hi Shivku.
Hi.
ठीक है. चलो अच्छा, पहला IIM बैंगलोर था, IIM कलकत्ता के आए हैं, ये मेरे को नहीं पता.
ऐसा चाहिए.
ठीक है.
चलो B shifts to C now. Bye bye. All the best,
Bye.
guys.
Bye, Nikunj. I'll just take one or two questions and then do the handover and move on.
Sure, sure. Okay.
ठीक है. Ritu, कोई compulsory नहीं है यार. If you have it, it's useful. Otherwise, it's not important.
I think, Ritu, what you can also look at is if you look at profile on the IIM site, you will see that significant number of freshers are there in all the IIMs. But that is so permanent job is not, WorkX is not compulsory. Internship, it always helps to do it while in college. And that also gives you something to talk about in the interviews. ऐसा नहीं मैंने पढ़ाई किया मार्क्स है और कुछ नहीं किया लाइफ में ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए but yes instead of an internship a good extra set of extracurriculars could also give you things to talk about.
Rahul Shivku, what would you tell boss leaving a chill job in a MNC paying 5 lakh per annum 27 months work experience tap में जाना चाहिए कि chill job of in MNC में continue करना चाहिए?
तुम chill करते रहोगे freeze हो जाओगे तो tap में चले जाना.
I think one thing I normally look at, we don't have enough info on what the job is and what's the kind of work, but a lot of the early UG jobs that people are getting involve a lot of repetitive work and the learning ends very quickly. I mean, Bangalore, I see a lot of this at the what is called as global capability centers. So, अच्छा लगता है 1 साल 1.5 साल उसके बाद लगता है same काम repetitively कर रहे हैं. So the growth stops. I think
boss jo sorry go on.
So I was saying at this age you have to look at growth and you have to look at learning. Even though money is secondary. Money is secondary. Chill ठीक है यार.
दूसरी बात जो है
दूसरी बात जो है job is work hard party harder. तो chill with work makes more fun. पूरा 7 दिन chill मारोगे तो मजा नहीं आएगा.
Just to add to what Rahul said, initially it looks good, but in a couple of years you'll suddenly find everyone around you is moving ahead and you'll be stuck because you don't have the so-called MBA. So that's the time then it might be late for you to do an MBA then. TAPME is a terrific institute, underrated as I've always maintained. I would say please join TAPME. 2 साल थोड़ा सा मेहनत कर लो, काम कर लो, फिर उसके बाद देखते हैं. ठीक है. Shivku, do you have control of this slide? या तुमको इधर साइड पे दिख रहा है क्या क्वेश्चंस?
I don't think we have slide control. So
you don't have slide control. Can you see the question on the right also? या मेरे पास ही है.
I can see the questions on the right. Yes.
You have the control, Shivku. ठीक है. ठीक है. So Shivku, what Nikunj and I did was we first took the slot 1 के questions. You can take the slot 2 question and then we move to these questions others also. ठीक है.
I think
वैसे भी अभी 3-4 सवाल ही बचे हैं. So you can pick up the slot 2 वाले question and take it forward from there.
ठीक है. Okay.
ठीक है. I'll stay. मेरे को कुछ काम नहीं है तो 10 मिनट और रुक जाता हूँ मैं.
हाँ. तो एक generally थोड़ा interested in supply chain management. I would like to know which colleges offer this specialization.
अरे यार ये सब CAT 26 देखो CAT 26 की बात अभी मत करो, CAT 25 की बात अभी मत करो. Okay, the purpose of the session is to look at the immediate confusion which students have. For example, like this one.
Yes.
So what would you say, Rahul Shivku?
SP Jain, बिना सोचे.
As we say, it's a higher ranked institute significantly. The only other thing with SP Jain is you have a specialization. So you've got an offer for a particular specialization. If you don't want that, then obviously you should look at IIT Bombay, right? So, or if you're undecided, नहीं मुझे कुछ पता नहीं कौन सा specialization लेना है, then maybe IIT Bombay will give you that choice in the second year. But SP Jain,
Rahul Satyashil has also not mentioned. He I don't know Satyashil. It could be the BM program also, which allows specialization.
So it depends on the course, yes, right? So other things being equal, SP Jain is a better institute significantly. The only other thing is which program and you have any specific specialization related issues.
So Satyashil, the default that we follow is a higher ranked institute. When in doubt, go for the higher ranked institute. Okay.
How is KJ Somaiya for 878 student? GP?
केजी सुमा इज अ डिसेंट. देखो इसमें जो है ये जो है ना, आई थिंक दिस 878 काइंड ऑफ स्टफ इज समथिंग व्हिच इज ओवरप्लेड. Even if you are 777, it is fine. Ultimately, you will not be gauged based on what you did in the past. Your placement, another thing will happen based on what you do in the next 2 years. So please don't worry about your past, about the profile. कोई वर्क एक्स नहीं है, कोई प्रोफाइल में कुछ नहीं किया, अगले 2 साल है ना काम करने के लिए, करो. So KJ Somaiya is a decent institute. The question should be, how is KJ Somaiya better for you, or is there some other institute you can get into? That is what is worthwhile. Otherwise, if this is the only option you have and you want to join, it's perfectly fine because it's a good institute.
Just to add to this profile issue that people worried about, it at max it can affect your summer internship, because summer internship happens very quickly. Maybe by the end of first semester or second semester beginning it starts. So by then you don't have enough time to create a profile in the B school. But by the time you come to final placement, you have GPAs, you have extracurricular activities, you could be at the student council, you could do a lot of stuff, you could win contests. So there's a lot of time to build a solid profile by the time you come to final placements. Right? It will have some effect on the summer internship, but that's okay.
Chalo.
So
Varsha, नहीं ये वर्षा का पहले से चला शिलोंग का है.
अच्छा, I am sure.
ठीक है. So Varsha, just be hopeful. It's a touch and go for you. Hopefully you will convert. Let's see what happens. And plus minus 30-40 is very normal because it's a function of the overlap. So last year, if you say 645 तक गया था, this could be 600 or even 700 this year. Difficult for anyone to give you a concrete number.
Right. Satyashil, we've got back. He has got PGDM BM at SPJ. So that should be
Satyashil. Yes. Default.
मैं तो कहूँगा SPJ.
Take SPJ and no worries.
Yeah, absolutely.
ठीक है. एक ये ऋतु का सवाल ले लेते हैं यार.
हाँ. हाँ. So I think Ritu, the first thing to look at is what is in your control, right? So if there are things that are in control right now, if you're preparing for MBA, first I think we should understand the focus of this program is on the people who have calls and waitlists and trying to decide where to go. So if you're actually preparing for CAT 26, there's a lot of time, and I'm sure you are preparing through CL, so there are people who will help you, right? So don't worry about it. The first thing is to get into a top college.
And Ritu, as far as selection is concerned, please, if you don't have any work-ex or internship, but you have done well in your college, your interviews will be fine. We'll show you lots of students who don't have any work-ex, who don't have internships. On the top of it, they'll have 3-4 years gap also. Still, they will make it to IIM ABCL. So ये सब बेकार की चीज छोड़ दो, टेंशन मत लो. ठीक है, चलो, let's take a couple of questions from the PPT itself. IIT Ghaziabad versus Amritsar versus Vizag versus Kashipur BA. So long list. देखो, इसमें मैं पहले जो हटा दूंगा, शायद मैं अमृतसर हटा दूंगा. ठीक है, for the simple reason it's the lowest rank. The question would be Ghaziabad versus Kashipur, and it is Kashipur BA. I'm probably going to be a little inclined towards IIM Kashipur BA for the simple reason that BA and MBA programs are almost similar. General MBA and BA are very, very similar programs. Secondly, placements are always combined. So here I'm effectively evaluating IIM Kashipur versus IIMT Ghaziabad. The only reason I would say IIMT Ghaziabad PGDM, I'm assuming it's a PGDM or PGDM marketing, would be that IIMT Ghaziabad ki marketing placements are a notch above everything else. So if you are very clear, मेरे को खाली marketing ही करनी है, तो IIMT Ghaziabad marketing would definitely be the first preference. Otherwise, my preference is likely to be IIM Kashipur BA.
GP, how do you compare Vizag with Kashipur?
Kashipur above Vizag.
Okay. Yeah, I would say that Ghaziabad almost equivalent to Kashipur. Only thing is Ghaziabad I think is too big. It's like one world sea out there. If it is not marketing, I would probably not go to Ghaziabad. Uh, I would put probably Amritsar least. So IMT Ghaziabad equivalent to Kashipur, greater than Vizag, and greater than Amritsar.
Yeah. Chalo.
Kashipur should also be lower on the fees, right? I mean, not a big difference, but yes,
Yeah, compared to Ghaziabad would be lower on the fees.
it would be lower on the fees.
Yes. ठीक है. चलो. As a non-engineering fresher, is it advisable to take IIM Mumbai core MBA? I also have Shillong, IIT Delhi, IIT in hand.
What did you say, sir?
Effectively, IIM Mumbai versus IIM Shillong is the question. The way I would look at it. Yeah, IIFT Delhi.
IIFT Delhi. I mean, my call would be IIFT Delhi, greater than IIM Shillong equal to Mumbai, greater than IIT Delhi.
See, again, what I see here is as a non-engineer and supply chain, how well they accept non-engineers. Or let's say, I'm not making the assumption that non-engineer doesn't mean not very good at quant, but the tendency is to see more engineers, more quanties in the supply chain side. It's a fairly quant heavy kind of a course. I mean, course and even the jobs after that.
Yeah.
And no specific interest for supply chain, you're saying I'm okay with being. So I don't think we should look at okay with being. We'll have to find something that is really advisable. And therefore, it makes sense to look at a college which has a broader set of options.
Yeah. So मेरा भी यही रहेगा. I will possibly be a little more inclined towards IIFT Delhi. Then I will go to Shillong. Then I will look at IIM Mumbai in this particular case, because non-engineer and वो non-engineer वाली बात आ रही है, तो मुझे भी वही था कि most probably she is not very comfortable with quantitative subjects.
And दूसरी बात जो है 2 साल पहले होता उसका नाम होता IIM Mumbai नहीं निटी होता, then your question would have been very different. You wouldn't have even asked this question.
ठीक है.
You started
And
taking.
you see, McKinsey, I don't think McKinsey comes to any of these institutes, na? I don't think McKinsey comes to IIT Shillong या इसमें किसी में नहीं आती है.
Looking at eventually getting into McKinsey, so we'll have to look at
but some of the consulting guys, Deloitte and all those, they do come to NITI. I mean, I still keep calling it NITI, but it's IIM Mumbai में आते हैं.
ठीक है.
MDA and IIM Indore for consulting and finance.
It should be IIM Indore.
Maybe I would probably go for consulting and finance. Indore, no?
I think significantly higher ranked institute, and also MBA is concerned about batch size all put together. The academic rigor at IIM Indore makes sense.
ठीक है. So Shivku, I'll have to drop out. There are a couple of calls coming my way, so मैं खुद को remove कर लूँ. You take control.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
General mail dropper, non-engineer, BBA from got right. Should I dream for IMC? यार ये वाला बाद में ले लेते हैं. Let's
बाद में लेते हैं. This is for somebody who's looking at CAT 26.
Correct.
So let us focus on people who have already given CAT 25 and other exams, looking at a decision to take right now. So focus is on people who have a decision to take right now.
Absolutely right. Stuck between two colleges, Raipur or Vizag.
Okay.
Can I get a 40 lakh for a? I think Raipur is better.
हाँ, एक तो थोड़ा सा मेरा पर्सनल इक्वेशन है. मेरा शिवकू का बैचमेट डायरेक्टर है IIM रायपुर में. So without being biased by that, but I think he's also doing a lot of good work. So
a lot of work that is happening there.
A lot of work that is happening in IIM Raipur, and some benefits have already come, and the benefits are going to come in the future. I have not seen much action happening in IIM Vizag, so I would look at IIM Raipur.
Yeah, and also I would say that Raipur has a little more legacy than Vizag, right?
Yes, Raipur is generation 2 IIM, and Vizag is a Gen 3 IIM. So that again makes a bit of a thing.
Can I get 40 lakh per annum salary? अच्छा ये कुछ benchmark रखा है, right? Possible है. I mean, I think it's possible in any of the fields,
Highest
but I
CTC
think
did go to 40.
correct, right? So if you are the
Highest
topper of
CTC
the
was
batch,
40. Yes. So highest CTC was 42. So ho sakta hai. And yes, 2 years hence, so the numbers is going to keep increasing a little bit. So yeah, 40 plus should be possible. But yes, it's not going to be easy. Okay, Shiksha here basically saying IIM Mumbai operations and SPJM are operations comparable. Yes, pretty much both have a very strong name in the operations side. So very close. I should be okay taking any one of them. If you have to pick
Shiksha,
SPJM, yeah.
absolutely. Completely go with Rahul on this. If you have to pick one, SPJN, I think it's a far more wholesome college than no. IIM Mumbai was nitty till about a few years back. It was an engineering college converted into a B school. So please understand that I think, I mean, of course, there are good placements there also, but SPJN definitely is. You will get far better experience of B school in SPJN.
So please understand something that GP said before. SPJN, you may be specializing in operations, but you get a chance to take a lot of electives from all other fields. Okay, you could say that I'm pursuing this one, but I want to understand risk management. Yeah, you'll get an option for that. Like I want to do digital marketing on the side. You can. So you get these a broader variety of choices in SPJN as far as the electives. You can create minor areas and so on. So it's a more holistic B school. XIM Bhubaneswar, IIM Nagpur, and IIT Madras. Okay.
Close one.
I like XIM Bhubaneswar. There's just a couple of issues there. One, it's become a little expensive these days. That is one. Second is they have this little bit of a state quota, which dilutes the quality a little bit. I mean, it's not that good students don't come from Orissa, but given a 40% kind of a quota, it does dilute a little bit. So these are the two issues that I'm a little worried about. But IIM Nagpur is a Gen 3 IIM. So IIT Madras, I would probably again say it's not a holistic B school as such. And in a way, what happens with IIT Madras is, there are thousands of BTech grads, a few hundred MTech grads in the campus. And there are, in one corner, there'll be some 50, 60 MBA grads. Right? It's not an experience, unlike IIT Mumbai and IIT Kharagpur, they have not created a proper, separate identity like School of Management kind of stuff. They have not done that much. So that is a bit of a concern with IIT. So between IIM Nagpur and XIM, I probably still would say XIM. Shivku?
Yeah, I think I'll go with you. XIM Bhubaneswar, followed by Nagpur, followed by IIT Madras. See, if you want to get into data science or technology related stuff, maybe IIT Madras might be a better option to go to. Otherwise, see, IIT Madras also has a fairly good ecosystem of entrepreneurship and all that. I think they've been working on it. So if those are some areas of interest that you have, maybe IIT Madras is a good ecosystem to work in. Otherwise, generally, I would say XIMB, IIM Nagpur, and IIT Madras. That would be my sequence.
Yes. Okay. IIM Trichy versus IIM Indore PGPHM. The first thing is IIM Indore is way better as a B school. Let's be clear on that, right? They're not in the ballpark, not in the vicinity of the ballpark. Okay. Now the only question is, look, I don't really want HRM. Then we have to look at alternatives, right? If you are considering HRM, if HRM is okay for you, then clearly IIM Indore PGP HRM you should take. But you say, look, I don't want to do HRM at all, then obviously we have to look at alternatives.
In fact, if I may add, if it is about HRM, IIM Indore has the best HRM course after XLRI in that sense. So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, if HR is what I want to do, or I'm very keen to do HR, I think, or open to do HR, right? I won't say keen to do HR, open to do HR, join Indore. But I think the difference between Indore and Trichy is way too much.
Way
So
too
it might
much.
not be a bad idea to stick to Indore.
Unless AI comes and destroys all HR jobs, then we can't say. Right.
MDA and IMK, there is no question. Go to MDI. Acha, IMDA versus IMK. Based out of Delhi. I think MDI, I think they're equivalent. I would say, even consistent with what the previous slots, GP sir and others were also saying, I would kind of stick to MDI greater than IMK. Rahul, तुमको क्या लगता है?
I think MDI versus IMK. See, since he already has the Delhi connect, and he's interested in having that location proximity. I think it makes sense to look at MDI Gurgaon.
No, if you don't want to have that, but if you are somebody who wants to get out of Delhi, then K is a beautiful campus to go to.
Oh, lovely campus.
इन दोनों में वैसे फर्क बहुत नहीं है. देखो, I think ये बहुत ज़्यादा माथापच्ची मत करो, right? यहाँ पे मैं तो दिल की बात सुनूंगा, दिमाग की बात नहीं सुनूंगा.
So I think there's a follow-up question from Shalini on the IIM Indore HRM. See, the point is, yes, it doesn't have umbrella placement. So HRM is not like BA. BA has kind of umbrella placement where BA and PGDM or MBA placements can be combined. That doesn't happen for HRM. That's true. That's true whether it's XLRI or IIM Ranchi or in that sense. So you have to decide whether you want HR profiles or not. If you're okay for it, HR is a very interesting career opportunity and has good growth prospects.
So just coming back to this current question, my bet would be IIM Kozhikode here. The only reason is, and the person has clearly said that location proximity to MDI Gurgaon, since he or she is based out of Delhi. But यार मेरे को ऐसा लगता है कि at this juncture, location preferences as far as your studies are concerned should not be there. At the same time, yes, there are placement impact that does come. थोड़ा सा फर्क पड़ता है that the companies, the way they come, but not at colleges which are of this stature. So probably that gets a little nullified there also.
On a side note, अगर लगता है कि खाना ठीक से नहीं मिलता है, यार साउथ इंडियन मतलब इडली डोसा नहीं है, सॉलिड नॉनवेज मिलता है केरला में. So if that is a concern, put it aside. You get awesome food at half the rates.
Ranchi versus Raipur?
Ranchi versus Raipur is very close.
Very close. So both of them have an average placement of 18 lakhs approximately, highest placement of 42, 44 lakhs. दोनों का ROI भी same है in terms of fees versus placements. So I think it is very close.
Very close. Both are.
पता है Rahul and Shivku, what I suggest when such a very close option comes in, where it is on quantitative basis, it's not possible to give one or the other. In such cases, all you have to do is talk to the students. Reach out to 2 students in each of the colleges. Understand what each college has to offer. What matches what you want. Right? Whether it is your interest or whether it is your clubs and committees or whether it's the events that they conduct. क्या अच्छा लगता है? What is good about those colleges? And then take a call. And then go with it. That's the only way.
Location-wise, the only other thing is Raipur has got better connectivity. It's a small issue. Raipur now has direct flights to most places. Ranchi, you still have to probably go to Jamshedpur and take the flight out if you want to do. These are very small issues. This is the one. So non-engineering fresher, but good at quants. Yes. Still look at IIFT first, and then look at IIM Shillong and then IIM Mumbai. So
yeah, Tim, I think you asked this question to GP and.
But at that time, we had made a bit of an assumption on quant. So
they want everyone's opinion, Shivku. और अपना ओपिनियन कभी कभार डिफर कर सकता है क्वालिटेटिव बेसिस पे, राइट? सो या द किड इज
Nikhil,
हंटिंग फॉर
airport है
आंसर्स.
Ranchi में, but I
देखो
don't
इसमें
think, yeah, the number of flights that Raipur has is higher.
इसमें टिम मेरा व्यू IIFT शिलोंग मुंबई इन दैट सीक्वेंस.
Yeah, that's how I had also gone. Sazil, you want to?
अगर तुमको ऑप्स करना है then you want to do only ops, right?
No, the
So
question I think was, the question I think was that she's okay with ops, but basically looking at consulting.
Bain, BCG,
no,
McKinsey,
being okay is
Deloitte,
different from
EY, ये सारे
being
के सारे
okay is
और
different from
colleges में आते हैं. Sorry.
So not specifically focused on consulting, supply chain. In which case, IIFT is a higher ranked institute. In that sense.
Should I join? What is this guy saying? Should I join TAPME or try again next year as I have 27 months of work experience?
I am a TAPME alumnus, by the way. But I would
yes.
start by saying that in case you can take, so TAPME is a decent college. As far as studies go, it's a good college. There is, of course, a locational disadvantage and a sort of a branding, positioning thing that doesn't work for TAPME. At the same time, if you can give it another attempt and if you're willing to do that, you should. If you think you will have a significant difference.
877 के साथ क्या do you think is going to get one very big difference? I think he would
very
get
big difference. No.
12 more months of work experience, 39 months of work ex. He is going to go down the work experience value chain, right?
Shivko, slight difference in opinion on that. Generally 2 to 3 years of experience balances out. कुछ कॉलेज के लिए उल्टा वर्क करता है, कुछ कॉलेज में अच्छा वर्क करता है, तो आई थिंक इट बैलेंसेस आउट. 2 or 3 years में इतना फर्क नहीं पड़ता.
36 is the peak. So there are
it's a peak.
30 as a
You're
peak.
going down.
36. After 36 it goes down.
And
so
हम
he's
कह रहे
just
हैं कि 27 months as on date.
हाँ.
है ना? तो उसको चले जाते 42 months हो जाएगा नेक्स्ट जुलाई तक.
नहीं, फिर उसको 3 महीने में छोड़ देना चाहिए जॉब. One more attempt.
ये नहीं. बॉस तुम ज्वाइन कर.
Just joking.
So there are two things. One is the other side is also is how many times have you tried CAT before, and how serious was your prep? These are questions only you can answer, and you feel that look, there's a shortfall in my prep, and therefore I see significant improvement happening. But if you've given close to your full effort, and this is what you're getting, then I think you have to. That's a call you have to take. Look, can I take this? Whatever 90 percentile or so that I have, can I take it to 98, 99? If you don't, then it's waste. If you go from 89 to 93, it's a waste of a year. You have to make it cross 98, 99. Then you will start getting the better colleges. And there are colleges which don't give that much value to ACADS. I think the profilizer will help you there. Yeah, Somaiya, this is a tough one. See, Big Four will not go to IIM Indore. Don't go right now. Unlikely to go in the next 2-3 years. Very unlikely, right? Now, Big Four में फिर कहीं और काम करके lateral entry मिलना is a tough call. So if you are absolutely certain about I want Big Four only, then IIM Indore may not be the right choice. Now, as far as MBA abroad is concerned or executive MBA, you might need to work
Udaipur,
for a year or two.
He's saying I am Udaipur, right?
Udaipur.
Right? So, Big Four, no chance or very little chance. Exec MBA requires another year or two, so you might have to wait it out. MBA abroad, yes, the options, it comes with both the, it's a little more risky option, big benefits and big risks also. Because visa regimes are getting very tough. Markets are very volatile there. So you have no idea what will happen. You may join a foreign MBA at a time where things are looking very rosy. It might turn in a year and a half. So some risk is a part of the game when it comes to foreign MBA. But then the rewards also could be pretty big. So that's a call you have to take. Because normally foreign MBA coming back doesn't make sense with that kind of expense. You're spending about 1 crore. So foreign MBA, get into a top college, work at least for 5 years, and then probably if you want to come back. So a lot depends on what the markets are looking like and how good the college is, and what the visa norms that you get and so on. But that's a later call. But as I said, if you're very sure कि Big Four ही करना है, तो IIM इंदौर उदयपुर से नहीं होगा. Indore does get, yes. IIM Indore does get top consulting companies. Yes, Shivku? No doubt, right?
हाँ. So I'm saying कि
XIM
Udaipur
BA.
जाना हो, you want to get into top consulting. I mean, I think you'll have to let go of some of your dreams. वैसे नहीं है कि Udaipur doesn't get good companies.
Good companies, but if you're very specific about top 4, yeah, there's an issue.
So he's worked in the Big Four, no?
Huh?
So he worked in the Big Four. He wants to go back to front-end consulting.
Right.
I mean, XIM, BM.
This
IMTG,
BCP course, I've not heard anything good about it.
छोड़ दो. I think XIMB Bhubaneswar इसमें without
doubt.
Without any doubt.
Absolutely.
Without any doubt. College-wise XIMB Bhubaneswar, and it has good finance placement. So it's not that it's not specific to finance.
Rahul, do you remember when we were there in IIM, there used to be one prof who used to come from XIM Bhubaneswar doing a course for us.
XIM Bhubaneswar, in my opinion, is
something like that.
XIM Bhubaneswar, in my opinion, is a course which is much better than what it is perceived as. So perception again might be Bhubaneswar wala, but it is a much better course. It can compete with some of the top B schools.
NMIMS.
Honestly, as a person who's actually worked in Bhubaneswar, I love the city, the state and the city. So pretty good. And your rupee goes a long way in Bhubaneswar still.
Want to know your views on NMIMS? MBA HR program, as I'm a fresher and from Mumbai itself.
So
NMIMS is a big one for you.
NM is a very good college. Mumbai is a great location to be. Despite other cities coming up, still a lot of headquarters of Indian companies are present in Mumbai, which means HR placements get much easier because HR placements are focused on headquarters. Most of the HR jobs are headquarters jobs. So you have to look at which city has the maximum number of headquarters. So Mumbai still leads, though Gurgaon and Bangalore are catching up. So pretty good option. Yes, I'm assuming that you have a certain level of interest in HR, because as we discussed, you can't join a HR program and then say I want a finance job. That won't happen.
That won't work. Also, there is a very high chance that when you look at numbers, NMIMS as an institution tends to inflate numbers. So we can be a little careful about that. It has been observed a couple of times. However, it is still one of the top institutes without doubt, right? And the location advantage also gives you a good edge as far as placements go. So NMIMS HR program is a good one. Like Rahul said, if you want to get into HR.
Without prejudice, Gujarati college hai, so they exhibit Gujarati, ways of doing business.
Rahul, I am Gujarati, no?
That was intended.
So if you want to do HR, join there. Otherwise, you can skip it.
Yes.
Acha, ye wala?
Okay.
SCMHRD versus Udaipur versus Raipur versus Ranchi.
I would put Ranchi and Raipur above Udaipur, very straight, because these are Gen 2 IIMs versus Udaipur, which is Gen 3. Udaipur should be Gen 3, right?
No, it was
I think they're same. They're around the same time.
Same generation IIMs, so very close.
My call would be SCMHRD greater than Udaipur greater than or equal to Raipur, greater than equal to Ranchi. बहुत ज़्यादा उदयपुर रायपुर रांची में बहुत ज़्यादा I don't think there's too much to choose between them, right? It's just that there might be some streams that are better off in Udaipur, some streams that are better off in Raipur, some streams that are better in
Significant
Ranchi.
difference in the outcomes at SMHR.
I think SCMHRD outcome wise, I think it's definitely far better than any of this.
Raipur
So again,
Ranchi should be around 18 CTC and SMHRD should easily be 22 or above.
It's more than 20.
Significant gap.
Absolutely. So Rahul, I was just going to say that Udaipur, among the 3 IIMs, Udaipur has a better placement record in that sense. And SCMHRD trumps that also if we were to believe their audited data, right? So definitely that's a better one. And like Shivkur rightly said, SCMHRD is a very strong brand and a very good at academics and at outcomes. So yeah. SCMHRD or IIM Udaipur would be your call, right, between the two of them. And if you are not worried about the IIM tag, SCMHRD is something you could go for, in my opinion. Brand as in IIM brand, IIM tag.
I have a 5 in graduation. Will be Indore? No.
In this, we can...
5 will affect you everywhere.
5 will affect you, especially if you are looking for a consulting or finance job. It will definitely come into play where thoda farak padega. But if you're looking for a marketing sort of a job or maybe an IT job, tech job, right? That tech management job, probably it might not be a hurdle as much.
And the small point to make
but like Shivku said, a CV selection में थोड़ा सा वो 5 का एक perception value आ जाता है. अब तो उसका कुछ कर नहीं सकता. You can't change.
दब्बा तो है, दाग है.
See, what it does is it puts a question mark, saying that look, something went wrong for him once, it could go wrong again, kind of thing. The best way for you to deal with it is to balance it out. How do you make a line shorter without erasing? By drawing a longer line next to it, right? So it depends on what kind of first year GPA can you get. Okay, what kind of extracurricular and profile building you can do in IIM Indore. Right? The more you do it, the more you break it. What kind of clubs can you work with? What kind of context can you participate and win? So you will have to counterbalance it with positives.
Sir, my brother has completed IIM Mumbai, IIFT, MDI. Where should he go if he is inclined towards option? Go to IIM Mumbai.
Okay, this is also very close.
No, but if he is specific to ops, then IIM Mumbai might give you. See, what happens is some of the B schools which are high ranked don't have enough people who take up ops. So
correct.
If people are not taking up, then courses don't get offered, and then the placements don't come. So all that happens.
And the companies don't come. Correct, absolutely.
So it's a drag there. So IIM Mumbai, ki there will be a good chunk of people who will take up ops.
So the best of the op jobs are either in IIM Mumbai or SPJ.
Or SPJ, yes. And that's also primarily because it starts from demand. If the students are not demanding and doing ops in some of the top colleges, then obviously the whole thing spirals from there. So if it is ops, then IIM Mumbai, yes.
Otherwise IIFT, in my opinion. If not ops or supply chain management nahi hai.
If it is not that, I think between IIFT is a
better choice.
Why
again ये क्वेश्चन को आंसर हम कर चुके हैं, लेकिन वापस करते हैं. IMT DCP को छोड़ दो साइड पे. If you have a good option along with, so you have IMI Delhi PGDM, go for that without a doubt. DCP sounds very nice, dual country program in 2 countries and all that, but we don't have much of a output from there. And secondly, the ROI might not be great because you spend a lot. उसके सामने प्लेसमेंट तो इंडिया में ही होनी है, एंड उससे अच्छा IMI का कोर्स है डेफिनेटली. सो
प्रज्वल यहाँ पे MDI ज्वाइन कर लेना. मेरा
अच्छा
वोट
ये सब
MBA
हम
के
आंसर
लिए.
कर रहे हैं, वी आर अज्यूमिंग दैट पीपल हैव द कॉल्स एंड ऐसे ही नहीं पूछ रहे हैं.
No, ये तो obviously इसके पास. I am looking for roles and which one should I prefer? I am
Okay.
assuming इसका है. मैं obviously मैं I am assuming इसका है.
Ops finance.
Yeah, ARCS is there in the stage, and I think only 3 of us can join in. So I'm in office, so I need 45 minutes to get home. I'll
added
leave
ARCS.
and we can get ARCS in. Yeah.
Hi ARCS.
अरे 4 can join यार, क्या कर रहा है?
I didn't know this.
कर लिया वो actually I think they fixed it.
So guys, that's the third IMC alumnus in the panel. So that's really tilting east now. Good.
What
So
should
I'll
I do?
just another 5 minutes will exist. Yeah.
Even
I
I
think
have
this
got a
we've
class.
already covered this. Okay.
Okay.
ये नाम चेंज करके दोबारा ये पूछा है क्या? OBC EM 887 3 years in Big Four consulting, converted IIM Raipur, targeting front end. ये है ना?
First of all, let's understand the top consulting
join or
firms
continue
only.
working and look for the old IIM next year.
Okay, so I was just saying.
That was IIM Udaipur, Big Four consulting.
That was IIM Udaipur. So by the way, the top consulting firms, Big Four, Big Five, whatever you consider, have certain criteria to come to colleges, and that criteria is generally, if I'm not wrong, 20 or 25 years of legacy of existence. That's a minimum requirement. So I think IIM Raipur kind of colleges don't really qualify in that sense to get the Big Four, Big Five to participate in the placements. So if you are looking at this, then definitely you should be trying again, in my opinion.
ठीक है.
What do you just say? Okay, converted IIT Madras DOMS. What should be its ranking as compared to other B schools? No background in tech side.
Don't worry about tech side. Don't worry. Even if you don't have tech side, it's okay, right?
What's your
So if you don't have any choice, then join.
Even otherwise, DOMS is good in IIT Madras. Very good faculty members. Personally know quite a few of them actually now. Having been in
DOMS. Among the top tier 2 institutes, it is among the top.
I would say it's one of the top. Yeah. If you look at the IITs, frankly, if you look at IIT Bombay will be number 1 and Kharagpur number 2. Or Delhi number 2 and Kharagpur number 3. After that, it's Madras. In terms of ranking, at least. And they have the good thing is IIT Madras. They have a lot of good IT consulting and data analytics, data science companies coming to recruit. Now, Varsha may not be from the tech side, but as long as she understands how to use tech, I think she'll be able to make it.
And one more thing to add, that as far as eligibility criteria go, it is not required for you to have a tech background. So if you don't require it and they have selected you for it, right, then I don't think that there is a problem there, right? Because you have enough of
I think
marketing
is for the
finance placements also.
The placement.
Sorry?
For the placement, it's a problem if one does not have a basic tech background. The only thing I would say is I think you need to start working, understanding at least what is tech, what is ML, what is Python, what is R. Understanding those things and or at least knowing a few areas is now become a must, even if you are an MBA. Okay, next who's that? Okay, 4IB versus GLIM Gurgaon, EGDM.
Okay, tough one because good colleges, but not the core courses in both the
I think the answer is very clear because it's 4IB, international business. I would rather go for a GLIM Gurgaon. Because GLIM, whether it's Chennai or Gurgaon, has a lot of, again, quite a lot of IT consulting, quite a lot of data analytics companies coming, data sciences companies coming into picture.
GLM, I think, has a legacy of being a little, not little, very strongly tilted towards the tech side.
That is
so.
True.
Non-tech placements are a problem.
You will not get finance jobs. You will not get core marketing jobs,
etc. Going there and struggling.
So just one thing here. I'm sure what you are saying, Rahul, is definitely true for Chennai. I'm not so sure about if it's the same for Gurgaon also. Just my submission here.
No,
But
the
as you
only
said,
thing is, if it was a core MBA Sazil, I think it would have been an easier decision maybe because it's international business. There are no international trading companies coming too much also. Then you're
Absolutely.
again getting back into the normal thing. There is no advantage of IB.
but I think
And
for IB, the placement should kind of combine with the regular. No, it's not separated placement.
it is not separated all right, but there is a difference. And whether it's like XLRI NCR versus XLRI Delhi, XLRI Jamshedpur. While they technically say there is no difference, they're right, XLRI NCR, and organizations, companies take a different view on that.
Okay.
Altera PGP marketing or GIM PGDM?
Here, Altera is a relatively new one. So I think, in my opinion, GIM is brilliant as far as its quality goes. So my choice would be GIM for sure.
I
Yes.
think there is no doubt about it. GIM is the better choice. It has a
JM
very,
is
very
got
strong
25-year-old legacy. Yeah.
More than that, actually, I guess.
Sazil, can you take over? वो मेरा class
Yeah,
है.
sure.
Sure.
I think I'll also exit now.
We've come
I'm
here to
Don't
replace
worry,
you.
you are
Relieve
leaving
you.
in safe hands, guys. We'll take care.
चलो. Okay, bye. See you.
Yes.
Thanks. Bye.
So, Aks, a couple of questions left in my opinion. So let's take them one by one.
Sure.
बहुत सारे solve हुए हैं, but बीच में we've left some. So students, you can keep asking. Now, one question about this. Good evening. What to choose between MBA and MBA OSCM? बताइए sir. IIM Mumbai.
See,
It does seem. Yeah, sorry.
So, see, this is always has been my general advice to all students over the last 20 years, and has come almost always right. I'll tell you why, what it is. If you are not very sure that you want to get into operations, if you're not very sure that you want to get into HR, if you're not very sure that you want to get into IT, if you're not very sure of certain things, MBA per se is a master's in business administration, which will give you an overview of all areas. So therefore, you get a much more choice when you have a MBA generalized MBA, so to say. And when you go to the second year, you can take more electives that interest you. The moment you take OSCM or any such kind of things in organization in this, you are going to be branded at that. You may get a marketing job, you may get a finance job, you may get a mainstream strategic management job, but the chances are far limited than when you are in an MBA. But the reverse is not true. You can still get a very, very good operations job if you do a decent job in MBA. So in that sense, I think taking a safer bet would be to take a general MBA.
And secondly, if you have any small inclination, you should go for OSCM. If you have any inclination towards mechanical engineering, operations, supply chain, any of those things, right? So you should choose that because that is what IIM Mumbai is known for. However, the other placements are good enough.
Yeah.
Sorry?
See, one thing I'm going to, lots of people talk about IIM Mumbai, but very soon, because of the proximity of the financial capital, IIM Mumbai will also start attracting good finance placements sooner than later. It will anyway attract other placements because they're sitting straight right in Powai, heart of Bombay in that sense. So I would say I would bet on IIM Mumbai overtaking sooner or later Indore and Kozhikode also.
Correct.
For the moment, they are behind, maybe shared, but I think it's just if they do that right, if they play their cards right. Okay, what else? Where are we next?
Any other questions? I think we are on the last question only. So.
I think you have
So
already
just
answered all the other questions, I guess. Right?
yeah. So just to add a little bit more till anyone else asks the question. So marketing, you have HUL, ITC, Nestle, Puma, Flipkart, Amazon, and other e-commerce companies coming in, right? So there is a good amount of marketing placement that is definitely there as far as IIM Mumbai is concerned.
Correct. Absolutely correct. And see, they all these guys used to anyway come for the operations side. Now, what they will do is they will also open it up for HR, marketing, and finance also, corporate finance, for example. So, in that sense, I think IIM Mumbai, its past name NITI, has a very, very strong legacy which they are leveraging for everything else. So, I think MBA will be, and because the percentile cutoff is same or slightly higher, I think it's going to be only fair to consider that IIM Mumbai will be the sooner than later a strong contender, contending with Lucknow if they do it right, like I said. See, if people are in Bombay, look at NMIMS, look at Welingkar, they're decent jobs. Forget about those things. Even NL Dalmias of the world have decent placements. And they may not even come into your national ranking. But in Bombay, NL Dalmias or of course Wellinkars of the world have a very, very decent, and they get 80-90% placement.
Okay, so what I learned from the team is ask so a couple of questions were there on the PPT and they're remaining. So I think we have some time and we can take them up.
Sure.
So let's take this. Let's start with this one. And in this, I will tell you one thing. XLRI Delhi is a new campus of XLRI Jamshedpur. However, their placements are the same. They are together. There is no differentiation in the two campuses as far as the teachers and teaching staff and the placements go. So basically, you can consider XLRI Delhi to be as good as Jamshedpur. Only difference being it has been there for a couple of years. So hence we will consider it the close second of XLRI Jamshedpur, which means it is way better than IIM Rohtak in that sense. And that is my take on this.
100%.
What do you say?
I mean, it's a no-brainer here. XLRI Delhi is definitely better than all the newer IIMs for that matter. In fact, I would probably put it, if I get XLRI Delhi, I just might go it over above IIM Indore and Kozhikode also for that matter. I know it's not going to be a popular choice for a lot of people, but in the long run, they will find. See, understand this, that the moment you graduate from XLRI Delhi, the moment you graduate 2 years later, you will write it as XLRI. You are an alum of XLRI, not XLRI Delhi, XLRI Jamshedpur. I mean, the world opens up for you. I think there is absolutely no brainer in this question, at least.
On the same note, I want to take the next question also on the same note, because IIFT this student is converted and is expecting IIFT Delhi. Again, IIFT Kozhikode, IIFT Calcutta and IIFT Delhi are absolutely again like XLRI ke do campuses, right? So IIFT Delhi is the older one. IIFT Kolkata came next, but they are treating it as the same as one. So basically, there's a slight difference between the two, and that difference is mostly perception, right? So in that sense, what I would in this I would suggest that if I were to put IIFT Delhi in the first place and IIM Mumbai in the second, among the choices you've mentioned, IIFT Delhi in the first place and IIM Mumbai in the second. So IIFT Kolkata would be exactly where almost near IIM Mumbai in that sense.
Once again, you will put IIFT above IIM Mumbai.
For consulting, strategy consulting, yes, as far as the roles are concerned, and that has been my observation in the discussions with my with the students.
Okay.
In case you differ, you please share your opinion.
No, basically, see, McKinsey mein aane ke liye, more than your interest, I think, to be very honest, I think one has to look at one's background actually.
Very true.
And if you have a very, very good, strong academic background, along with certain other extracurricular, co-curricular activities, a profile as we call it, only then I think you can even consider consulting very easily. Strategy consulting even more so. It doesn't matter where you are, they'll pick you up. If you are not, they will not pick you up. It's as simple as that. So it is, a lot of people say that McKinsey jana hai karke, but first, aapko McKinsey milega nahi milega. I'm sorry being blunt here. I think one, you have to really be careful about that. Even in IIM Ahmedabad, Bangalore, and Calcutta of the world, 500, 600 people graduate every year, out of which about 20 people go into it, or 8-10 people go into it in some of the times in a bad thing. So wanting to go to a McKinsey is a good idea, but you need to understand that, look, if you are in a if you have a very strong this thing, it doesn't matter whether you go to a Mumbai or an IIFT Delhi for that matter, you might get it if McKinsey comes to campus. If it doesn't come to campus, it doesn't make any difference.
In fact, I was just checking the data while you were saying this. With an exception of PwC, the top consulting recruiters in both these colleges are the same in terms of Mumbai and IIFT with the same roles.
So it doesn't matter. I think you just decide which one to go to. But here, because of an IIM brand name and you are joining an IIM fraternity, I would obviously give that one extra few points for that.
And tier 1 IIM at that.
Yeah.
It's a tier
1
IIM.
IIM. Yeah, exactly. See, even otherwise, when it was a NITI, even it is... even otherwise, if you understand it, before IIM Mumbai was NITI, the clear ranking was ABCLIK, XL FMS, or ABCL XL FMS in that top 6. IK comes in, and then you talked about SP Jain, MDI, NITI, IIT Bombay in the same breath. Now add a brand called an IIM to it. You're automatically making it better, without doing any difference. Long run, and all careers are not going to be for the first job. All careers are going to be a 40-year careers, 35-year careers that each one of you will have. In such a case, having a brand which is also very strong, I think is the way to go. So in those cases, IIM Mumbai makes a long... I'm not saying IIFT is bad. If you have an IIM Mumbai, I will go to an IIM Mumbai. If you didn't have it, I will be extremely happy with IIFT, Calcutta also for that matter. Forget about Delhi alone.
Right. I think we have covered most questions there, and students have stopped asking. So I'm assuming that everyone has their questions covered. In case anything is remaining, we'll stay back for a minute more, and you may ask. But it was great having you guys here, and I hope you guys got a lot of clarity as far as college selection goes. Both ARCs and I wish you all the best for your future ahead. Right,
all the very best. Thank you. Thanks so much, Rajiv. And thanks, Neha.
So with that, we'll take your leave. Have a great day. Students, goodbye. Bye-bye.